apologize in advance. So I see a lot of people in the comments talking about this thing called Sonder, which loosely is the understanding or the realization that other people have lived full lives that you know nothing about. But there's a flip side to this. You see, there's this philosophical belief or school of thought called solipsism. And I'll begin my explanation of solipsism with a call to action. Go up to anybody in your friends, family, or even somebody off the street and ask them to prove to you that they are conscious in the same way that you are. You just can't do it. So solipsism is the incredibly lonely idea that because it cannot be proven to you that nobody else is conscious. But I'm going to take it one step further. See, something that's far more terrifying, at least to me, is when we expand it a little bit. Let's not say I am the only consciousness in the universe. Let's say there are only a handful of people who are conscious in the world. Have you ever met one of these people? Who knows? But with the understanding of how large the universe is, and this is where it gets scary for me, that we're pretty sure there's life elsewhere. What if you're the only one on Earth? See, to me, that feels far more lonely than just being by myself, because at least then I can say that all of the experiences around me are mine, you know. I have some form of control, but if there are others who can kind of see the same thing that I can, then it's not. Then it is truly fucking random, and if I'm on Earth by myself, I am now truly alone. And so I'll reel it back in a little bit with something that's a little nicer, but still kind of scary. It's this thing called the egg theory. It borrows a little bit from the Eastern idea of reincarnation, in which when you die, you come back, which is nice. But when does that end? When do you stop coming back? See, reincarnation, to my understanding, kind of follows this idea that it's all on a timeline. You reincarnate at a different time than you were alive the previous time. Now, we can talk about like the incongruity of time itself and whether or not you reincarnate in the past or whatever, but what happens if you reincarnate at the same time that the past life still exists? And if we're talking purely solipsistically, that would imply that every person you've ever interacted with is a different version of you. And the idea is that each time you reincarnate, the next version of yourself is more consciously aware than the last. Now, where does this finally culminate? Well, it finally ends when you become God itself. And this is why they call it the egg theory. What came first? God or you? Welcome to The Reason I Drink, everybody.